5 undefeated teams remain in the NFL. 4 of them will be playing at some point today. Let's get ready for all those and some other big matchups too. Let's go. Week 4 NFL preview starts right now. Going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL. Of course, please like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy the NFL Week 4 Sunday preview. We have 13 games to go through. Yeah, I got that right. Obviously, though, some big things I guess to talk about. First off, next week's going to be a lot more wacky. I mean, there's going to be no doubleheader for Monday Night Football, so I guess that's kind of nice. Not really, though. But yeah, I guess it's kind of nice. But their first week, of course, with bye. So, again, I'll be able to tell you guys who's on a bye, so you guys won't be confused. If your team isn't playing on Sunday or whenever else they play, I guess. But yeah, well, bye start next week. And also, oh yeah, we're going to be starting at 7 a.m. tomorrow on what is called next Sunday because we have a game in London. So that should be pretty cool. Either way, though, our first game will be probably a banger. I mean, this should be fun. But we got the Steelers and Colts. The Steelers, holy crap, 3-0 start, guys. This defense is looking historically dominant. That might be a stretch. Well, I mean, delusional Seahawks fans up there think they're doing their thing, so maybe they're just losing their marbles up there. But for the actual Steelers defense, they're actually looking really good. Of course, 3-0 start. They have what is called finally looks somewhat competent on offense. I mean, not great, but like they were decent. There's no panic in the offense, though, which is honestly the biggest thing there. As long as they're doing their thing, that's good. Of course, Justin Fields is going to be their starter probably for the rest of the year unless he crashes out, which honestly could happen. But, yeah, he looked really good last week, and they got the W, and they haven't given up a touchdown in the second half. So, see if they continue and stay undefeated against the Colts team. That does not look very good, but, hey, they got their first win of the season last year in their home opener. No, their second home game. Yeah, second home game. Because, of course, they have another home game, what is it called, this week? No, that's next week. Whatever, though. The Colts, obviously, don't look great. Anthony Richardson has been a mess. Or Big Tony, but I really want Big Tony to do better. But yeah, 1-2 obviously to start the season. They defensively had their best game last week, a lot of turnovers, but they did give up a lot of yards to, what is it called, the Caleb Williams. Of course, Justin Fields was the former Bears quarterback, but outside of that, the last time these two teams played, let me think, that was last year when the Colts spanked the Steelers 30-13, which you thought ended their season, but hey, Mason Rudolph came in and was like, no, I'm going to actually do something, and they, of course, made the playoffs. But yeah, the Colts have actually had some pretty good games against them. I think they've actually played like again, they played in 2022, also in Indy. The Steelers got the upper hand on that one, 24-17. If I'm not mistaken, they played in 2020 as well, and that was for like the division. Whatever though. Yeah, they played some pretty meaningful games in the past. Last time they played in like a big time, like 1 o'clock game, I think, for the Steelers and Colts was back in 2017. I think the Steelers won that one in some walk-off fashion. Either way, though, this game will be at 1 o'clock on CBS. NFL Plus and Paramount Plus will be your streaming services for this game. Looking at who's going to announce it, it's probably going to be like a B game, sort of, probably a C game. Spiro Diaz, Adam Archuleta, and Aditi Kinkambala on the call for this. It's in yellow here, so you got most of that area. Like, you got Pennsylvania getting most of it. A lot of the NFC North is as well. I think the whole entire NFC North is too. And for whatever reason, North Carolina and South Carolina are getting this game as well. Let me think. No, not Florida, not Justin Fields. I don't know. They're just getting this game. And then what is it called? For the Steelers starting lineup, of course, Justin Fields, quarterback. Russell Wilson's questionable. He won't play anyway. The cool they signed Kyle Allen. That's actually kind of funny. Imagine he beats him out for the second string. Of course, being Russell Wilson. That would be funny. Joe Warren's out. He hasn't really been healthy this year, but Cordell Patterson's had a really great start to the season. Of course, Najee's their number one, though. Receiving Cordell healthy. They still need guys to be proven. Of course, Calvin Austin kind of showed that with, a 55-yard touchdown last week. I saw him always great at left guard. Is doubtful. Probably Mason McCormick's going to start. Yeah, I think he played last week. Spencer Anderson might play, though, because, I don't know. They're going to figure something out there. The rest of the O-line, of course, is healthy. Defensively, yeah, they're really good. Alex Highsmith, though, of course, the Batman. I'm going to go the Robin, TJ Watt, which is honestly an understatement because Alex Pierce Highsmith gets really overshadowed, but he's still really good. So Nick Herbig will probably start anyway. Landon Roberts and Patrick Quinn, of course, the middle linebacker. Peyton Wilson gets in there a lot, and of course Cole Holcomb is out for this one. And for guys who are on the PUP list and IR and they're eligible to come back next week, I'll get a lot into that next week as well. It's gonna be a big week next week, but for this week, of course, still guys are on IR. Entire secondary again for the projected guys that are healthy. Of course, outside Cameron Sutton, who of course was a naughty boy throughout the offseason. Chris Boswell kicks bombs, and yeah, that's what I got for the Steelers. For Indy, where are they? There we go. For the Colts, Ryan Kelly, Braden Smith are both questionable. Outside of that, though, this offense is completely healthy. I guess. Wesley French is their backup center. Whatever. Defensively, Kwity Paye, of course, their underwhelming edge rusher will be out, but I mean, Leiti Lati will start anyway. Dale Odinga will probably get a lot of pass rushing snap with Tyquan Lewis being questionable, and being a little bit slow last week, it wasn't able to have the same effect in this that we saw from weeks past. Of course, Forrest Buckner and Samson Ebby coming around, well, he's out for the season, but Forrest Buckner's on IR, so it's going to be a lot more on Taven Bryan, who actually had a really good week last week. Of course, Grover Stewart had a big step up last week as well. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I think his nickname's Johnny. I really have no idea, though. I'm going to call him Johnny because, again, I just can't pronounce his name. Again, yeah, tweet something to me if I can learn how to pronounce your name, bro, because I just can't. Double A, I don't know what the, like, I need to know your nickname, but he didn't do great last week. What is it called? Linebacker-wise, of course, with Cameron McGrone on IR and Grant Stewart sucking, they can't really find anything going on here, so yeah, it's kind of a mess. They run a lot of nickel anyway, though. Kenny Moore is out. That's a big loss. Dallas Flowers will probably start in the slot. He's not a very good tackler, but he'll at least be able to cover pretty well. They might even put Rodney Thomas in there. We'll see what they do there. I still don't know why Daniel Scott's on IR. Did he, like, re-tear his Achilles or something, or his ACL? I don't even know what it was. Jalen Jones had a monster week last week. Nick Jones and, Cross and Julian Blackman are, of course, like, safety. What happened to Samuel Womack? Did he get, like, cut? That honestly probably makes sense. Matt Gay, of course, is their kicker. And with all that said, who I think is going to win this one? I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this one 20-13. And just because, well, I think Anthony Richardson's going to have plenty of opportunities to make plays. He's just going to completely miss them. And then he's going to have a fantastic throw or a crazy run. But, in my opinion, I think the Steelers' defense is just too good for this Colts offense. So, again, considering how inconsistent they are to really, again, be able to move the ball effectively. And on the Steelers side, yes, this Colts defense is coming off a pretty solid week overall. But you saw Justin Fields can push the ball downfield pretty well. And, again, just basically manage the game fine. And, again, their running game gets going. I really don't see how the Steelers' offense can't put up some points. Not a ton, obviously, but at least some points and move the ball pretty well. But that is all I got for this game. 2013 is my final prediction. Of course, Steelers on top there. Let's get to our next game. And next one up is actually a pretty critical matchup, at least for one team, but probably not going to go their way anyway. We got the Jags and Texans, and of course the first AFC South division matchup for both these teams. Let me think. I think it is. Whatever. I might be wrong. Of course, the Jags come in this one a complete mess. They're coming off like an absolute slaughtering on a short week, of course, from Buffalo. They're heading here to Houston. It's not great in the Jacksonville land right now. Obviously, three road games out of 4 to start the season is not great, but there's a good chance they're going to start out 0-4. Weeks before that, well, they blew both those games. They should have won them, at least one of them, obviously. But offensively, they haven't scored more than 17 points this year. They're averaging like 13 or something bad like that per game. And that's not going to really get you far. Trevor Lawrence has been really disappointing. He's made some really bad plays. And on film, that just doesn't look good, and it's gonna really burn you. And defensively, they just have been again a complete just disaster in a lot of ways. At least Josh Allen's getting pressure though. On the other side for Houston, really consistent first 2 games. Offensively, not so great in week 2. But last week they got there with butts kicked by the Vikings. There's no way around it. But that defense looks like it's just gonna be great. So I'm not gonna get too concerned over this loss. Again, it was a humbling one for them, but this is definitely a bounce back game for them for sure. Who knows? They could lose though, considering they've lost back-to-back games here. Back in 2022, they lost 31-3, and they kind of sucked anyway, so it was like whatever. And then last year, they lost a game that actually put the Jags for a very brief moment. Yeah, they've fallen a lot, guys. At first place in the AFC South, of course, 24-21 win for them. Trevor Lawrence's last win actually in the as the Jaguars starting quarterback. But yeah, that's all they got there. Game's gonna be at 1 o'clock on CBS, NFL Plus, and Paramount Plus will be your streaming services for this game. Announcing it will be Andrew Catalan, Tiki Barber, Jason McCourty, and AJ Ross, so like their B team. Also, I'd like to mention the last time the Jags came in here like with a bad record was 2020, and the Texans beat them 30-14. But they were also 0-4 then, so that would, of course, be the Texans. So kind of like a good like for early season games there. But it's going to be in green. You got most of Houston, not all of it, but most of it getting it. Most of Florida getting it, not all of it. And the same thing with like Nashville and stuff. No Indy that was getting it. That's kind of weird, but no, it's not because they're also playing. But for the Jags starting lineup, Trevor Lawrence, of course, is at quarterback. Travis Etienne Jr., Tank Bigsby in the backfield. Receiver-wise, Gabe Davis is questionable. That's really about it. Brian Thomas Jr. is looking to have a bounce-back game. Evan Ingram was out for like a 3rd straight week, if I'm not mistaken. Brenton Strange will start at tight end. He, of course, cut the team's only touchdown last week. O-line's all healthy, but they haven't been good, so that doesn't really tell you much. Defensively, Fulesio Luakon, that really sucks. He's really been the guy who's holding that, whatever the run defense was together. Ventrell Miller, of course, will probably start. And Devin Lloyd will have a lot on his plate. Again, he's questionable anyway. Maybe you could see Caleb Johnson. He's been around the league a little bit. Defensive line, at least healthy and off the edge, are pretty good. Of course, Chad Mama is just, he's not great. And outside of that, Darnell Savage is questionable. Andrew Wingard's on IR as well as Tayshaun Gibson Sr. being suspended. Wait, was he being a naughty boy too? No, I don't even know what it was, bro. Whatever. Tyson Campbell, of course, is on IR as well. What was his hamstring? I forgot what he had. I'm kind of yapping here, but yeah, it was his hamstring. Montreal Brown's going to start for like a third straight week. Ronald Darby's been fine. Not really, but whatever. Jarian Jones is questionable as well. Honor Cisco's kind of in a tough spot. And Cam Little, of course, is their kicker. He's not little, though. He's actually pretty big. I'm kind of getting off topic, but like, guys, like 6'1", 171 2 for a kicker? No, I'm joking, but damn. Yeah, he should play basketball. I'm joking. Either way, though, for the Texans, where are they? All right, Joe Mixon's questionable. I don't know if I'm going to start him in fantasy anyway, to be honest with you. They're again for any fantasy advice. Maybe I should start doing a fantasy channel. Maybe next year. David Pierce is out, though, for like an 8th straight week. I don't even know. Cam Akers will probably start, my guess. Dara Ogunbowale did a little bit last week, but Cam Akers was not good. But, hey, garbage time, touchdown or something. I don't even know. C.J. Stroud, of course, the quarterback, looking for his bounce-back week after arguably his worst game of his career up to this point. Tank Dell's out, which really sucks because that means Robert Woods going to have to start, and he's just, again, not the greatest route runner at this point in his career. Still a good blocker, though. Dalton Schultz, Kate Stover at tight end, who actually had a pretty good week last week, of course, that being the rookie tight end. Ladarius Henderson is out. The O-line is healthy, at least, though. Defensively, Jimmy Ward's out. That kind of sucks because that means you're going to have to start Kalen Bullock, who really struggled in a lot of ways last week. Jalen Petrie was not good as well. Derek Stingley was probably the only guy in that secondary that I think did anything well. I don't know how Henry TuoTuo is still starting. I might even put Neville Hewitt, who's again the worst guy in coverage in the entire league. Jake Hansen starting on the middle linebacker. He's actually done a good job. Of course, backup last year to Billy Cashman, but he's really learned from him a lot. Zizal Shire still tempers are flaring there. Florenzo Fotokowski was actually pretty good last week. Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter, who again just got absolutely roasted by Christian Darrisaw last week. Outside that, Kamari Lassiter, the rookies, looking to have again another good week. And MJ Stewart, of course, is at the nickel back. You might even see Miles Bryant in the slot a little bit as well. Tommy Farragut is the Texans kicker. And now for who I think is going to win this one, I'm going to pick the Texans to win this one. Let's say 37-20. I think this is going to go pretty similar to the way that Trevor Lawrence's debut went, and the way that, again, I think the Texans are just going to have a field day offensively. Don't ask me why. I just think, again, they're due for that. And then on the Jags side, to be honest with you guys, I just think, again, Trevor Lawrence can make a lot of mistakes. Maybe I'll put up some garbage time points. I just see the Texans putting up a lot of points. Trevor Lawrence making a lot of mistakes, turning over the ball more than a couple times, and then, the Texans blowing them out. So 37-20 is my final prediction. The final score, again, on Trevor Lawrence's debut was 37-21. Kind of getting a little nugget there. But, yep, 37-20 Texans is my final prediction here. Let's get to our next game, which is actually a huge NFC matchup. And, oh, my God, this game's going to be so fun to watch. And the battle, it is, for the top of the NFC North will take place today from Lambeau. And I don't know what's up with Jordan Love, but honestly, I don't even think they might need him. No, I'm joking. They probably will. But the undefeated Minnesota Vikings will come out of nowhere to just absolutely, take over the lead. Try to keep it going against the Green Bay Packers, who, of course, they've had trouble in the past against. Not really. Last year, they actually played really well against them. But the Packers, of course, come in at 2-1. They've won back-to-back games with their backup quarterback, Malik Willis, who is also probably took the league by storm, as well as the Vikings quarterback, of course, that being Sam Darnold. Both of them are having kind of resurgences, or just proving themselves that their people thought they were washed up. First with the Packers, though, of course, they lost Jordan Love in that Week 1 disastrous, just terrible Sal Powell game. They should never do that again. That was just a complete mess. Maybe it'll be better in Spain. Probably not, but you never know. That's, of course, next year. But they, of course, had to throw in Malik Willis, who, of course, they traded for right before the season started. And he did really well against the Colts. Then he did even better against the Titans last week. At one point was leading the NFL in rushing and passing at the half for their game last week, which just astonishes me. But 30-14 was their final score last week. Again, that second straight win. Now, of course, they're trying to win their second home game of the year. Probably going to score more points, though. Or maybe not even that. Just score a point, because the Vikings haven't been giving up any points. Of course, that defense has been elite to start the season. Of course, Brian Flores is making case for the reason why he probably should have been hired already. Maybe not. I don't know. Him and Tua just... But for the Vikings, obviously, Sam Darnold came in and Kevin O'Connell's just take it easy, hit throws that I tell you to, and then if you're able to do that, you're going to be good because I'm just going to do everything else. And it's worked out. Their offense has been pretty good the past 2 weeks. They're good in Week 1, but they didn't have to do anything in that game. But Vikings scores 3-0, start trying to get to 4-0. This game will be at 1 o'clock on CBS. NFL Plus and Paramount Plus will be the streaming services to watch this game on. Of course, the last time these two teams played in Lambeau was a spanking done by the Vikings. Of course, that was the game that Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles, and of course, we didn't know at the time, but would be his last game as the Vikings starting quarterback. 24-10 was again the final score. Jordan Love was starting that game. He did not play well. That's actually when the Packers kind of started to turn it around and get their crap together. But that's all I got for that. Of course, they also played in Week 17 last year. The Vikings got absolutely spanked. That's when they had nobody. So that's about it there. Announcing it will be Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins. I really hope this game has a crazy ending. And for the, what is it called, map, it will be in blue. You got a lot of the country getting this game. Not the entire country. It's technically not even the national game, which honestly it probably should be, but it's not. But a lot of the country's getting this game for good reason, obviously. The weather in Green Bay, 74 degrees, 12-mile-per-hour winds. I don't know what that means. But yes, sunny as well, so it should be nice weather for this game. For the Vikings, Sam Darnold, of course, quarterback Nick Mullins is his backup. Jayden McCarthy getting out for the season. Running game-wise, out again, you got Aaron Jones. Ty Chandler should get a couple touches, though, obviously. Receiving-wise, Jalen Hurts slid into that third spot. Jordan Addison is back and healthy. Johnny Mutt will, of course, be starting at tight end with T. Hockenson at least being out another week. C.J. Ham, of course, is the fullback. The O-line isn't completely healthy, and it is completely healthy. What is it called? Interior defensive line has looked really good, obviously. Off the edge has been just amazing for them. What is it called? The edge rushers. Evan Pace Jr. is out like a second straight week. Brian Asamoah, who is not, what is it called? What his name says he is. So that's good. Stephon Gilmore is really filled in well, of course, basically being signed right before the season. Both safeties have been elite, basically, well, as a collectively, obviously. Shaq Griffin somehow was starting, and then, of course, got Byron Murphy Jr. That's not a shot at Shaq Griffin. He's actually doing a pretty good job. They have no one at quarter now that I think about it. Byron Murphy being put in the slot actually does make sense, though. Will Radcard, of course, is their kicker with Ryan Wright as the punter, if you don't know. And Brian Flores' system, what is called the slot cornerback, is very stressed. And, again, if they're not good, well, it's going to kind of screw over the defense. Jordan Love's questionable. I wouldn't expect him to play similar to last week, but he could. Like, it could very well be a possibility. I wouldn't, because, guys, if he gets hit again, like, that could really mess it up. And either way, like, Malik Willis, honestly, might be the better option in this game, because as much as I love Jordan Love, he's not going to be 100% in this game, guys. He just won't be. And, again, this Vikings defense is going to get a lot of pressure on whoever the heck's their quarterback. So, it's just, I think it's a little bit risky. I think Malik Willis, I think they'll be able to scheme and again around this, and because these guys are used to him. I think Jordan Love hasn't got all the first team reps as well. I think just putting Malik Willis out there, he's able to again be a lot more mobile than Jordan Love is at least right now. So as great as Jordan Love is, I just think Malik Willis would be the better option in this game. Just again, Jordan Love isn't even close to 100% right now. And, of course, Malik Willis, again, is just more mobile at the moment, obviously. And, again, I think they can just get the ball out quick. And I think there will be a more effective game plan as well. The fact that Josh Jacobs seems to really run well, of course, behind Malik Willis, who, of course, he's had very good back-to-back games. Well, not great last week, but, yeah, there we go. Receivers have been pretty solid, obviously. Outside of that, though, Jordan Morgan will be out another week. Sean Ryan, of course, will start at right guard. Outside of that, though, their defense is basically healthy. Carrington Valentine is doubtful. Keisha Nixon's done great in the slot, though. Xander McKinney's probably my defensive player. No, he's almost the defensive player there. He's freaking insane. Jared Alexander, of course, questionable. Corey Valentine will probably start if he can't go. Eric Stokes actually doesn't look too bad either. Braden Everson, of course, is the other kicker. No, he is their kicker. What is it called? For I think is going to win this one. I'm going to pick the Vikings. I just think this defense is just too good for the Packers. Either way, again, whoever they have a quarterback to really be able to move the ball consistently. But I think it'll be a pretty close game. I'm going to actually pick the Vikings in this one. Let's say 23-16. I think the Vikings defense will give up a touchdown at some point, but I think they'll be able to get up early, and this run game will actually carry them a pretty good bit because again, the Packers defense is really good, but I think this Vikings defense is able to run the ball downhill, and Sam Darnold's able to hit those big throws off play action. I think this offense will be able to do enough to, again, support that defense and play complementary football. And if they're able to control time and possession, I really don't see how the Vikings can't win this one even by 2 scores. Will that happen? Probably not. Should be a great game, though. Give me the Vikings 23-16 with the final score in that one. Now let's get to our first games on Fox. The Bengals will be heading to, I don't even know, Charlotte? Maybe, I don't know. But the Bengals, of course, are 0-3, and this is the first time that's ever happened to them. Of course, with Joe Burrow at the quarterback, the Bengals feel like the sky is falling because it kind of is. I mean, they haven't been able to like put a whole game together, a full 4 quarters together, and that's kind of screwed them over because I mean they're blaming everyone. People are like silver lining stuff. There's no way around it. The Bengals got to win this game, guys. If they lose this one, honestly, I think they are done. Like, there's no way around it. I'm not writing them off yet because I mean, well, they always start the season like awful, so I'm not going to completely write them off, but like they absolutely need to win this game. Of course, we're playing a Carolina Panthers team that is going off right now. Of course, the biggest storyline being their quarterback, Andy Dalton. Of course, it was like Bryce Young's, again, such a big bust. They're like, hey, we need someone to like come in here. So they're like, oh, Andy Dalton, he can do it. Then he just lights it up through 3 touchdowns last week, 319 yards. Had the best stat line of any quarterback last week. No, he didn't. Josh Allen was probably better, but overall, he did. Some of those throws were just complete ropes. Of course, he's going against his former team for the second time. No. Yeah, the second time, if I'm not... Is it the second time or first time? Whatever. He's playing him, like, for the first time in a while. But, of course, Panthers they're still not great. I mean, they got a good win, but, like, they got to beat another decent team. Well, like, the Bengals, I don't even know, guys. Bad loss against the Commanders last week. Either way, though, big game for both teams last times these two teams played. Jesus, was 2 years ago. And again, the Bengals really needed a bounce-back win, and, of course, they got that one with a 42-21 blowout win over the Panthers. They're probably going to want to get a similar one in this one. The game's going to be at 1 o'clock on Fox, the Fox Sports app, and NFL Plus. Fox Sports app, again, is a little bit tentative. There's, like, what is it called? Like, a preview thing, but if you don't have, like, actually sign in, you're probably screwed. Just going to tell you that right now. Either way, though, Kevin Kugler, Daryl Johnson, Laura Oakman on the call. Yeah, I feel bad for them. Looking at it, though, it's going to be in, like, teal. You got North Carolina, South Carolina, mostly, and then you got this area. So, it definitely has the least coverage out of any other game. Maybe? I don't know. I think it does. Weather in Charlotte, though, 78 degrees, so a little bit hot. Decent humidity at 67%. Wind at 7, and, of course, we got mostly cloudy as well. For the Bengals, Joe Burrow quarterback, I think everybody's healthy outside of Trent Brown. Again, that's really about it, because, I mean, everybody needs to play better. Defensively, Sean Rankins, he'll probably be out for another 2 weeks. Jade Taful and Chris Jenkins Jr. probably going to start. They've actually done a really good job so far. Trey Henderson, Sam Hubbard are kind of looking a little bit lethargic right now. The linebackers are kind of out of sync, and the secondary has been pretty bad the past last week. And, yeah, that's about it, because the special teams unit has really been a problem. I mean, kind of shanked that extra point kind of went a little bit far for Evan McPherson. That's probably about it. For the Panthers, obviously Bryce Young is benched. Danny Dalton, quarterback. Chuba Hubbard coming off a pretty solid week. Miles Sanders out also in the backfield. Deontay Johnson coming off his best game in a little bit is questionable. David Moore, what is it called? Looking for more, as well as Xavier Legette and Jonathan Mingo. I still don't know how he's starting. That kind of perplexed me. Probably because Adam Thielen went on IR. I did not know that. Won't require a right hamstring injury. Won't require surgery. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. Well, of course, Tommy Tremble, Jadavion Sanders, the tight end, he probably should be starting, to be honest with you guys there. Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt, of course, those two free agent big investments are both either questionable or out. So I don't want to see channelers of all on the field. Austin Corbett was not great last week, to be honest with you, and Taylor Moon his best games in years last week. Asian Robinson's questionable. LeBron Ray, who's actually kind of a beast, is there. Shy Tuttle's out, but Nick Thurman's done a great job. And of course, you got Jayden Peavy, of course, on the other side. D. Duana being out is kind of bad, but Charles Harris actually doesn't look bad either. Jay Clown, of course, is doing his thing. Josie Jewell and Shaq Thompson, of course, the middle linebacker, and the whole secondary is out there. And yeah, you got special teams unit as well. For who I think's going to do this one, I refuse to think that the Bengals will actually lose this football game. It would be hilarious if they do, but I don't see them at 0-4, guys. Give me the Bengals 30-15. Yeah, no, 31-15. There we go. I think they're going to put their foot down like that. Enough of this crap. And they're going to get a definitive win and yeah, move along. But yeah, Bengals 31-15 is my final prediction here. That's all I got for this one, guys. Let's get to another decent game. I don't know. This game should be a mess. And the Rams and Bears will go out today at 1 o'clock. And, well, the Rams, I'm just going to start with them, I guess. My favorite team, of course, yeah, if you know, they're the Rams. But we are injured to hell and back. Of course, our two-star receivers are both on IR, or at least on IR, something like that. I don't even know. Cooper Kupp's in a weird situation there. But, yeah, we're so injured that we can't even put guys on IR. That's how bad it is. The O-line is in shambles. No receivers are really there. We'll get to one in a second. But Matt Stafford's still there. Oh, that's good. But the defense is also pretty injured or banged up. But, of course, I was reminded last week that they still have, of course, one of the best coaches in the league, if not the second best, of course, that being Sean McVay. And they also have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, or the best quarterback in the NFC, that being Matt Stafford. So that's kind of what got them that insane comeback win against the Niners last week, saving their season. But they're going to have to win this one, too, I think. Because, I mean, like, well, that was bad grammar. But I think they're going to need to win this one this week. Be honest with you guys here. It's definitely winnable for sure. I mean, the Rams' defense is just awful, but the Bears' defense is not just awful. Their offense is kind of that. Of course, last week, Caleb Balloon finally had a decent game, sort of. Still like 3 interceptions or something. Basically 2. One was a Hail Mary. But that Bears offense can't run the ball for crap. Their O-line sucks. Defensively, though, they're complete menaces back there. Still getting some points to Anthony Richardson on the running game, though, so that could help at the Rams, but they still have a bad offensive line, of course. That is not the case for the Colts. So, unless the Rams somehow have their O-line play awesome, I don't know how they're supposed to run this ball. Maybe they will. You never know. But, of course, last time these two teams played, what is it called, Soldier Field. Holy crap. I think that was actually back in 2018 when we just got their absolute butts handed to them. 15-6 was in favor of the Bears. Of course, they had the best defense in the league that year. That was also the year that the Rams offense exploded. So there you go. Games will be at 1 o'clock on Fox, though. Fox Sports app and NFL Plus as well. What it's called? Looking at the map, of course, you got Adam. What is it called? No, Adam and Mark Sanchez and Christina Pink on the call for this game. Also, like to mention, what is it? What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Matt Stafford has the most wins against the Bears out of any other team. So, there you go. But of course, it's in yellow, so not much of the country's getting this game, but for whatever reasons, this part's country as well as, of course, SoCal. And, yeah, all this area as well. For the weather in Chicago, 69 degrees, nice. 60-mile-per-hour winds could be a problem for Joshua Carty, of course, is used to kicking like Stanford weather. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Cloudy as well. Rams starting lineup, injury-wise, Jimmy Garoppolo is, of course, now the backup. Cooper Kupp will be out for this game. Is he going to ankle Espada working with the Rams? Oh, that's actually not too bad off the sideline. Wednesday practice is no longer wearing a cast. That's actually good, guys. That means he might be able to come back and, like, he hasn't played in 2 weeks, and he's still 10th in the NFL in receptions. That's crazy. But, of course, you got DeMarcus Robinson, Tutu Atwell, and Tyler Johnson healthy. Puka Nacua won't be back until at least after the bye. Colby Parkinson, of course, is at tight end. Davis Allen is questionable. Hunter Long, of course, is also there. O-line action doesn't look too bad. Alex Jackson really stepped up last week in a lot of ways. Logan Brusto, Bo Limmer probably shouldn't be starting, but they are because, of course, the other two starters, Siva Villa and Jonathan Jackson, of course, he paid a pretty penny for, both on IR. Tyler probably won't be back for a little bit. Defensively, I mean, it doesn't look as bad as you might think it is, but this defense sucks. I'm just telling you that right now. Kobe Turner, Brandon Fitz, Bobby Brown can't get after the quarterback. I mean, they can get pressure. They just can't get sacks. And then, of course, you got the front seven, other guys there, too. And then, obviously, the secondary's there as well. Joshua Carty at kicker, Ethan Evans, of course, at punter. In terms of injuries, again, John Johnson, really bad injury there, of course, is not, like, again, for the team. Not actually. I hope he gets better, though. Darius Williams also there. For Chicago, Caleb Williams, quarterback, DeAndre Swift also there, as well as Rashawn Johnson. TJ Moore, Keenan Allen's questionable, DeAndre Carter, Andrew Mbadunze, Cole Kmet, Joe Everett, of course, also a tight end. Kyrie Blaski at fullback. O-line is healthy, but that's probably as far as we're going to go there. Defensively, Andrew Billings is questionable. Zach Pickens is out, so Chris Williams, again, if Andrew Billings can't go, will have to start, which isn't great. Kevin Byard's questionable in the secondary, as well as Jonathan Owens being back there. Of course, he had to pick 6 off of what is it called? Oh my God, I'm blanking there. Off of what is called Matt Stafford a couple of years ago, as well as Cairo Santos and Torrey Taylor there as well. And for who I think is going to win this one, I'm going to pick the Rams because I kind of have to. They're my favorite team. But give the Rams in a low-scoring game, 16-13. I think Josh Carter will really help carry him there. I think this Bears offense with a lot of opportunities just won't be able to finish. That's all I got for you guys in this one. Let's get to our last game before, of course, we get to our first national one. In our next matchup will be the Saints' second NFC South game of the year. Of course, they will be heading to Atlanta for a game between two teams that are obviously coming off pretty disappointing games. First with the Saints, I mean, they should have beat the Eagles. There's no way around that. But of course, they gave a big run to Saquon, and then Derek Carr made the worst throw I've seen in a minute. And yeah, now they're 2-1. Of course, after back-to-back weeks again, the open season where they put up 44 or more points. And yeah, now they're sitting at 2-1, and they're in a tough spot for sure. Defensively, though, they look pretty good outside of that one big run they gave to Saquon. They're continuing to play like that and not get too many lapses on those big plays. They should be okay. On the other side, though, with the Falcons, of course, they've had back-to-back wild finishes in a lot of ways. Of course, last week they got stuffed on that whatever the hell they tried to run on the fourth down there. Kind of got screwed, though, on the Kyle Pitts PI there. Either way, though, they only scored 17 points. In most games, that's just not going to get you a win. Of course, they did bounce back, though, in week 2 a couple of weeks ago, so that is good, I guess. They kind of got this game gift there. They could be 0-3. They could be 3-0. They could be 2-1. But they're sitting at 1-2, so yeah, they're probably going to want to win this one. Of course, last time these two teams played here was also in a pretty big game in the NFC South. The Falcons, of course, defensively were able to, again, blitz them to a 24-15 win. Kyle Pitts caught like a 20-something yard touchdown. I think Bijan also had a touchdown. But the Saints, obviously, the big storyline from that game was they hit 5 field goals and they could not get the ball in the end zone. We'll see if that's a similar case today. Obviously, the game will be at 1 o'clock on Fox. The Fox Sports App and NFL Plus will be your streaming services for this big division game. Announcing it will be Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, and Megan Olivey. So, yeah, they'll probably have some fun. And for the map, it is in green, so you got most of the southeast getting this, of course, outside of Florida, so that's pretty good, of course. Yeah, that's all that's getting this game, though. The Saints starting lineup, Derek Carr, of course, is there. Alvin Kamara is questionable. I'd expect him to play, but you can't always guarantee that, obviously, because he, again, is questionable. Jamal Williams will probably start if he can't go, though. Chris Olave is questionable, as well as Cedric Wilson Jr. A.T. Perry, of course, is out. I don't know what he's out with, though. Hamstring, okay. So, yeah, that's good. No, it's not. Mason Tippmann will still get a lot of snaps as well, of course, with Rashid Shaheed. He's at a start to the year. That's as far as I'll go. 24.1 yards per catch to start the year. Boston Rowe, of course, tight end. Adam Prentice at fullback. The O-line is all healthy except for Cesar Ruiz, who will probably be, I guess, will be replaced by Olukuyemeka Uda, because he has started in the past, of course. The rest is O-line, especially Trevor Penning. That was like the dumbest play ever. If you don't remember last week against Darius Slay, he just completely shoved them. into the bench. That was a really dumb play and a dirty play, to be honest with you guys there. Up front, defensive line, they're completely healthy. Only thing is Chase Young could have been a little bit more decisive last week. Pete Warner, of course, starting what is called will linebacker, Nephi Sewell is his backup, but he will be out. As well as Demario Davis. That's actually a big loss there. DeMarco Jackson, I guess, will move into some sort of role. You'll probably see a platoon there because, again, Jalen Ford will probably get a couple of snaps. But we'll probably see a lot of Willie Gay and Pete Warner up playing kind of like a hybrid linebacker role there. My bad, middle linebacker. Secondary is completely healthy. Of course, you got Blake Grupe, a kicker. Matthew Hayball, I don't know who that guy is, but he's got a crazy name. Wait, where's he out of? Oh, is that a Vanderbilt? That just makes complete sense there. All right, Atlanta. Nothing really big, to be honest with you guys. Robert Burns, my bad, is their fullback. He will be out. Of course, Ronald Moore's on IR. I don't know why. Has he been on IR since yet? I don't even know why he's on IR. Well, wait. He's out the entire season. I never knew that. Well, that's my fault. So of course you got Ray McLeod there. Kyle Pitts, tight end. Cale McGarry's out. Storm Norton will definitely start at right tackle. Drew Dahlman, of course, is starting center. He's on IR. So you'll see Ryan Newzil. I don't know who this guy is. He's kind of in a rough spot. Well, I hope he can. What is it called? Prevail there. Defensive line is healthy. Off the edge, you need to see better because, again, they have the lowest pass rush win rate and pressure rate in the entire NFL. And then, of course, the interior is, the linebacking position has been very good. Nate Landon, projected starter, is on IR, though. Secondary is completely healthy. DeMarco Helms is like a depth guy. He's on IR, but, like, that's about it. Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates have meshed, like, bread and butter. And, obviously, Mike Hughes and AJ Terrell are doing their thing. I don't even know. Kevin King's on this team. That's crazy, bro. I thought he was out of the league. That's actually kind of cool. Clark Phillips, of course, got bounced out, but, like, whatever. Yayo Ku, Bradley Pinion round out the Falcons roster. Starting lineup there. Saints and Falcons, who I think is going to win. Honestly, I'm kind of stuck on this one. I'm actually going to go with the Falcons because I think, again, offensively, they're going to have a little bit of a better week. And honestly, I just don't see how the Saints offensively are going to be able to, like, consistently move the ball through the air, which, again, is what they've been able to do the past couple of weeks. But I still think this game's going to be close. I think it's actually have a little bit of a higher score to it. Give me the Falcons 20-24 in this one. I expect some big defensive play to end it, though. Or Kirk Cousins just unleashing an absolute bomb. But I have some faith in the Falcons here. 20-24 is my prediction. Final score there. Of course, favoring the Falcons. Let's get to our first national game, and that one will be out in Tampa. Tom Brady's first broadcasting assignment that does nothing to do with the Cowboys. Well, shoot, they're playing it's the Eagles. Come on, bro. It always has to involve the Cowboys. But, big matchup down in Tampa. Let's go. NFL on Fox game of the week. And Fox's feature game of the week will be the NFL on Fox from Tampa. Of course, we've got a big matchup between two teams that have met now 5 times in some form of over the past 4 years. Of course, I guess we'll just go through history right now. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts' first time playing against Tom Brady, or like only time, something like that. On Thursday Night Football, like way back, of course, Tom Brady now actually kind of coming back. That's actually kind of cool for this. Of course, calling his former team. That's actually really cool. But either way, the Eagles lost that one 20-22. Then they played in the wild card round for the first of 2 times. They got smacked 31-15. And then they played started last year, and they smacked the Bucs 25-11. Then they met the Bucs again in the wild card round. Of course, the last time these two teams have played, and the Bucs clapped the Eagles again. 32-9 was the final score. So, of course, Tom Brady has had some history in this matchup again over the recent years. So it'll be pretty cool to have him talk about this matchup. But should be a pretty good one. Of course, the Eagles are coming in off a bounce-back win after blowing it against the Falcons in Week 2. And, they're looking to keep it up. Of course, their defense looked really strong the past 2 weeks overall. Offensively, though, they're complete hell. Everyone's injured, so that's not great. But Jalen Hurts at least isn't turning over the ball like Jalen kind of was last week. But, hey, at least not as bad as he was the first couple weeks. Of course, Saquon is cooking. He'd probably be my offensive player of the year pick, at least at this point, really early in the season. For the Bucs, they laid an egg last week against the Broncos. Their defense just didn't stop the run, and their offense just didn't move the ball, and their offense just didn't block. Luke Gedeke being out really hurt them in that one. But they, of course, lose the first game of the year, and now they're going to have to kind of have a quick turnaround and bounce back here if they want to do anything. But this game will be at 1 o'clock, of course, on Fox Sports app, and NFL Plus. I think Fox Sports also has this game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that might only be for the what is called NFC Championship. I might be wrong. You can, fact check me there. But, of course, I already talked about the history. With all that said, though, let's get into who is announcing it. Of course, you got Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, obviously, Aaron Andrews, and Tom Arnold, ESPN Radio of Steve Levy and Sal Palatino on the call there. For the map, it will be in red. A good part of the country, not a lot of it, but a good part of the country is getting this game. It's going to be in red, so most of Texas is getting it. Of course, you just got to look a little slower everywhere around the country. The weather in Tampa, it's going to be 87 degrees, a little bit of wind, partly cloudy, pretty humid. So it's going to be hot. Probably expect a lot of running. I don't know. They'll figure something out. For the Eagles, though, Jalen Hurts, quarterback, Saquon, Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are out for a second straight week. Well, Devontae Smith, of course, got a really scary concussion, so that makes sense. Jahan Dotson's going to have to do something at some point. John Ross is now on the Eagles, so honestly, look out for him. I'm not going to say anything else, but wait. No, this is John Ross. Duh. I'm slow, guys. But yeah, I was thinking of Justin Ross. But yeah, John Ross, obviously. Paris Campbell, Johnny Wilson. Yeah, it's probably the worst receiving core, at least right now in the league. Dallas Goedert, obviously, what is it called? Calcaterra at tight end. O-line's basically healthy, but Lane Johnson, I think, what was it? Got concussed as well. Yeah, he is concussed. I wouldn't expect him to play, but again, concussion isn't as big of a deal for well, honestly, it probably is. I'm not gonna to get too deep in that. But Fred Johnson, I don't know. Fred will start for if Lane Johnson can't go. Defensively, though, everybody's healthy. I mean, James Bradbury's on IR, but he's not going to do anything. Sidney Brown's on IR, but he won't do anything. Same with Devin White. Well, maybe, I won't say Sidney Brown won't do anything. He's a decent dime guy, but that's about it. And, of course, Devin White's just awful. So, yeah, the defense is healthy. They look good, really good the past 2 weeks. Yeah, that's about it, though. Jake Elliott, kicker, and Braden Mann at punter. Braden the Man, I don't know. You can go a million different ways with that nickname. And now we go over the Bucs. Rashad White and Bucky Irving are both questionable. Bucky Irving more than Rashad White. That just popped up today. Sean Tucker, of course, will start if somehow those guys both can go. Of course, he's their fourth string back with Chase Edmonds being on IR. Jalen McMillan, their third receiver, is doubtful. As Cameron Johnson's also questionable. So Trey Palmer will definitely get in anyway. And you might even see a little bit of Sterling Shepard. You never know. Kaden Payne, Dermott, tight end. O'Keefe, of course, they're blocking. Special team dude is questionable. O-line is completely healthy, except their star right tackle, or solid right tackle, is out for a second straight week, of course, that being Lou Gedeke. So you'll see Justin Skull probably start. Suo Pet can also play too. Just wanted to say that, but he is on IR. Defensively, Kalesh Kancey is out for a second straight week. William Golson, of course, basically the same thing as last week. Vita Vea is questionable. Logan Hall is also there. Off the edge, didn't look great last week. I'll say that. Chris Braswell kind of struggled in his pass rushing rotation. Zavia Dennis, actually pretty decent. And, of course, you got Vontae David there as well. Antoine Field Jr. is out for a second straight week. Christian Eisen will start anyway, though. And obviously got everybody else there. Bryce Hall is on IR as well. Chase McLaughlin, Trent Gill round out that, what is called the Bucs starting lineup. And who I think is going to win this one, I think the Eagles will. I just think the Bucs are a little bit too injured. Both these teams are, but I'm just going to go with the Eagles because I think their defense is I just think they'll be able to run the ball pretty well, and I think this Bucs offense is going to have a tough time moving the football consistently. Yes, the Eagles' receiving room is a complete disaster, but they'll figure something out. I think it'll be pretty low scoring, but I don't know. Maybe I'll give the Eagles this one 21 to 19. The Eagles win this one 21 to 19. There's my final score there. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the game. And yeah, let's get to CBS's first doubleheader game Sunday, obviously. So let's get to their first game, and there it is. The Broncos shocked the world last week. Can they do it again? I don't know. Maybe they will be able to. But they're going up against A-Rod, who first game against the Broncos. I don't know, bro. Let's go. Broncos and Jets. CBS's first game in their doubleheader. And the Broncos and Jets will be going at it. And, of course, CBS first game of their doubleheader. And, of course, lead up to a pretty solid game, of course, in the national window. But the Broncos and Jets, first off, Broncos, I just came out of nowhere and just completely thrashed the Bucs last week in Tampa. Defensively, they looked phenomenal. They looked pretty solid the first 2 weeks, too, but, really, really good last week. Secondary is just a bunch of menaces back there. Specifically, obviously, Pat Surtain, who's one of the best, if not the best corner in the entire NFL. And Jake McMillan, who's very underrated. Offensively, Bo Nix didn't suck, but still wasn't great. Didn't suck, though. And the running game had some explosion to it, some pop, which this offense desperately needed. But they had the first win of the season. They're looking to get back to 500. The Jets, probably the most convincing or, solid win last week against the Patriots, of course, beating them 24-3. They get back-to-back wins. They're now looking to get to 3-1 for the first time, and I don't even know when. I really can't remember the last time this has happened for them. But they are 2-1 at this point. And this game, of course, last time these two teams played, they played last time, I think we're in Denver. First time, everyone for the Jets got injured. Of course, their two rookies, Elijah Vera Tucker and Breece Hall, both got injured. Then last year, Breece Hall got revenge, and they won on a strip sack thingamajig, scoop and score from Bryce Hall off of Quincy Williams something. It was Russell Wilson just botching the game, though. So they had some wild finishes the past couple times, but that's obviously all I got there. The last time they played in MetLife, though, was what was it, 37-28, if I'm not mistaken. The Broncos won that one. It was a tank ball. Whatever, though. 1 o'clock on CBS, NFL Plus, Paramount Plus are streaming services for CBS's first game of their doubleheader. Announcing it will be Iron Eagle, Charles Davis, and Ever Washburn. Again, it is an A game. Compass Media Ratio, Chris Carriano, and Brian Boldinger. Looking at the map, it will be in red. Most of this area is getting it. So again, a lot of like what is it called, Mountain West, as well as New England. That's about it. So it's kind of like segregated, I guess. And then obviously East Rutherford weather, 65 degrees, 9-mile-per-hour winds, 81% humidity, and it's cloudy. So yeah, maybe not the greatest weather, but like it could be a lot worse. And why am I in the Bucs? That's just not good, guys. Like, what am I doing? Broncos. There we go. Bodich quarterback. Everyone's healthy. I can't. Michael Clenchey's on IR, but Tyler Beatty, he like looked really good last week. Josh Reynolds could be better. Same with Cortland Sutton. I don't know who Devon Valley is, but he's there. Greg Dulcich, Adam Trotman, and yeah, the O-line. Defensively, John Flynn Miners finally looked pretty good. Zach Allen's consistent. DJ Jones is also pretty good. Nick Benito was decent. Jonathan Cooper was not. Interior was good. And yeah, J.L. Skinner's out, as well as Dale Tell. And yeah, Will Lutz, Riley Dixon, you get this team. Alright, for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers looked good. I mean, since you see every week. Brees Hall, Brandon Allen, not as big as a role as we saw for what is called in week 2. Garrett Wilson, Michael Williams finally had some sort of role. Alan Lazard is still doing his thing. Tyler Conklin. And the O-line, Morgan Moses is out. Fashanu Mustard, who actually looked really good last week. Joe Tippmann, of course, the center, is doing his thing. John Simpson, he's doing his own thing. I'll tell you that. And of course for the defensive line, I mean they're all good. Will McDonald's just completely going bonkers in his second season. First season as a true starter, I guess. Jermaine Johnson getting injured kind of gave him that role. And Hassan Reddick is waiting to get traded. Jamin Sherwood, Quincy Williams are healthy, but they're of course the rock of a middle linebacker and C.J. Mosley is doubtful. Chaz Surratt, I would expect to start if again probably, but you never know. Secondary is healthy as well. Greg Zuerlein, Thomas Morstead round out the Jets starting lineup. And for I think is going to win this one. Obviously I'm going with the Jets, guys. Like, what? No, I'm going with the Broncos, guys. Actually, you got to realize, like, this is a game that I'm picking no, of course not. I'm going with the Jets. You really think I'm that stupid? You really think I'm going to go with the Broncos? I mean, I basically would have said the same thing last week, but trust me, this Jets team I think is really getting good. I hope they don't peak too early, but yeah, I'm going to pick this one. I think their defense is going to dominate, and they're going to win this one 30-10. So yeah, there's my final prediction. Jets 30-10. Their defense is going to dominate. DeBonix is going to really struggle. He might throw a pick 6 or 2 to Sauce Gardner. Maybe that's a pretty good nugget there. But yeah, I think the Jets offense will have a very solid day on the ground. They'll be able to get some stuff of play action with Aaron Rodgers, obviously, and their defense will dominate. So yeah, 30-10 is my final prediction there. Should be a fun. No, it's not gonna be a fun one. Honestly, I think it'll be a blowout. But yeah, Jets 30-10 is my final prediction. Let's get to our later window games. And the first of 2 games in the late afternoon regional window will be a must-win for at least one of these teams. Of course, that probably being the Niners, who of course lost back-to-back games. Both these teams have, to be specific. But of course, the Niners blew last week's game against the Rams in a game they absolutely should have won. Of course, a breakout in just a career game for Juwan Jennings. 11 catches, 175 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Brock Purdy balled out outside of like 3 plays. Really just 2, but yeah, 3 plays. And the Niners, yeah, they lost. Of course, before, yeah, I think that's good. Before, what is called, of course, losing in week 2. And then, obviously, yeah, not great there. They're battered with injuries, though. I hope they batter out of the injuries, though, so they can actually be good. But this is actually a game they should win pretty definitively either way. Patriots squad, who, of course, looked really good in week 1, was competitive in week 2, and just completely fell on their face last week, at least offensively. They couldn't do anything. And they brought Drake May, who almost had as many touchdown passes as every other quarterback, rookie quarterback at least in the NFL. And obviously, yeah, their offense doesn't look good defensively. They also got the ball ran up and down on them like it was going out of style. So not good there for the Patriots. Back-to-back losses, obviously. Maybe they get an upset win. I wouldn't expect it, but hey, weirder things have happened. Last time these two teams played, though, was in New England. Was at Gillette. The Niners absolutely just manhandled the Patriots. 33-6 was the final in that one. But this game will be at 4:05 on Fox, the Fox Sports app, and NFL Plus. Announcing it will be Joe Davis, Craig Olsen, and Pam Oliver. In my opinion, it should be the other game they're announcing, but whatever. ESPN Radio, Mark Kessler and Kelly Stouffer. I don't know how to pronounce their names. That would be nice if someone could inform me on that. It's in blue. A lot of the country's getting this game for whatever reason, but hey, that's just me. And for the weather in Santa Clara, 77 degrees, 11-mile-an-hour winds, sunny, pretty good weather. Alright, Patriots starting lineup. Jacob Brisket is still there. Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson in the backfield. Kendrick Bourne, is this the last week he'll be out? King Sparks towards making a season debut, though Seaver as well, clear timeline. Alright, we don't know when the hell he'll be back, which is exactly what I'm going to say for Christian McCaffrey, so I'm not going to ask me about him anymore. And the receivers are all good, not because they're good, but because they're like all healthy. Hunter Henry and Austin Cooper at tight end. The Pooper Hooper, yeah, let's go. The Darren Lowe's out. How is he playing left tackle? That is beyond me. Caden Wallace is questionable too. We could see the Montre Jacobs. This is I'm gonna like just go off on this guy. This is the type of name you see about a guy who's selling some stuff at his store. I'm just saying that because I heard in a book. Just saying that right now. He's obviously a very talented football player, but just saying. Chuma Okafor is on the PUP list. If I'm not mistaken, right? Or is he's not going AWOL? Okay, I don't even know. I should probably copy and paste. I'm not gonna type that in. I want to see if he tore his ACL or something. News. No, there's no news on him. Oh, whatever. I don't need to hear any more about him. All right, City So is questionable. Michael Jordan, not the basketball player, is out. Nick Lever will probably start if none of those guys can go. Cole Strange, of course, is out until determined. David Andrews, Layden Robinson, who's been fantastic, and Mike on winning. I'll show you his PFF to prove it. I swear, if it's anything below a 70, I'm going to crash out. Where is he? Layden Robinson. There we go. Bro. This just isn't fair, guys. Like, you got to realize. He's giving up 3 sacks. That's just not true. He's giving up like 2. But yeah, Layden Robinson's there. All right. Yeah, Mike on 1 and 2. Defensively, though, Vernon Jenkins is doing his best. Josh Uche is not getting enough sacks. He only has 1. Yeah, I need to see more out of that. No, it's the first 2 weeks. I don't really care. Of course, linebackers are there. Christian Barmore was out for the season, more likely than not. Is there any update on him? I don't think there would be. Yeah, there's not. All right. Kyle Duggar, and yeah, everybody's healthy. All right. Joey Sly, Bryce Behringer. All right, for the Niners. No, not the Henry song. All right, Debo's questionable. Ronnie Bell dropped the pass last week. Ricky Pearsall again is out until further determined. There's no news on him. Again, that was just terrible what happened to him. Jordan Mason, Isaac Drendo there. In CMC, want to hear an update. Achilles may hit starting rehab harder on Monday. Yeah, we don't know when the hell he'll be back. He'll be back at some point, guys. And then Brandon Ayuk is just he's Ayukin, I guess. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, but he hasn't looked good. Of course, Juwan Jennings is insane. George Kittle is back and healthy. Kyle Juszczyk at fullback. Trent Williams questionable, but he hasn't looked good so far. Still getting into the groove, and of course Jalen more around a pretty crappy offensive line. Jordan Elliott is questionable. Kevin Givens will start if he can't go. He's actually a pretty big monster. And then Leonard Floyd and Nick Bosa wreak havoc pretty much every play. Draylon Greenlaw will be out until at least next week, probably longer. DFF is, of course, a solid. And, of course, you got Devondre Campbell, who is not a starter. And Fred Warner there at middle linebacker. Tallulah Funga is questionable, but he's a freaking demon. Malik Mustafa, I guess, will start over George Odom. Even though George Odom does have more experience in this scheme, Malik Mustafa is just a better player. Of course, he is out of Wake Forest. And the rest of the secondary is healthy. All right, Jake Moody, Mitch Wisnowski round out this defense. And, yeah, no, my bad. Holy crap. Special teams unit. I just geeked out there. But, give me the Niners. I would be shocked if the Patriots won this one. Like, actually, I go crazy. But, yeah, the Niners win this one pretty definitively. I'm going to say it's going to be like 27-10. Because I don't expect too many points out of the Niners, guys. Maybe they score a lot, but I don't expect too much. Again, the Patriots defense will probably hold it down somewhat well. But, 24-10 the Niners win. That's a little bit more honest. Yeah, that's my final score there. Let's get to a game that'll just be, no, it's not even there. There it is. That game will be super electric. And, of course, the Cardinals, coming into last week, we expected a complete just shootout in the desert, of course, against the Lions. That didn't happen, but for the 3rd straight week, they've been playing at home, and they'll probably play another electric showdown, probably more for real, because we got 2 road runners going at it today. Of course, the number 2 overall pick, who has taken the league by storm so far in his first 3 starts, of course, that being Jayden Daniels, will be, visiting for the 2nd straight road game, if I'm not mistaken. They'll be playing against, obviously, the road runner and Kyler Murray, of course, the number 1 pick back in 2019, again, for the Cardinals. But first, for the Commanders, back-to-back wins. They're top the NFC East. You can fact check me. They are, of course, an electric win where Jayden Daniels missed just 2 passes in Cincinnati, get that upset win, and send the Bengals to 0-3. Of course, Terry McLaurin had his first decent game of the year, so that's really good. Of course, as well, their defense didn't look great, but they didn't suck, which is a lot better than what we saw the first 2 weeks. For the Cardinals, Well, no, they didn't suck against the Giants. But you get the point. For the Cardinals, kind of disappointing loss last week against the Lions. They had a very good chance to win. Their defense held what is called Lions without a point in the second half after giving 20 in the first. So, not too bad, but offensively kind of just fell apart. Got to be a little more consistent there. But again, they blew out the Rams in week 2, so there's still something there, obviously. But they're looking to bounce back after kind of a disappointing loss last week. Either way, though, last time these two teams played, at least in Glendale, I don't really care about last year's Tank Bowl. I don't even know who won that. What was the score of that game? 2016, I'm not mistaken. But the Kyler Murray had like 4 touchdowns and like 300-something yards. It was ridiculous. Oh, where is it? Yeah, it was crazy. They had so many big plays. It was actually like crazy. Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns. He had like 2 long rushing touchdowns. I know D-Hop caught a long pass as well as Andy Isabella. So it was a pretty eventful day for the Cardinals offense. 30-15 was final. Of course, that was when Dwayne Haskins was still the quarterback of the Commanders. Rest in peace. And yeah, this game of course should be really fun. 405 on Fox, Fox Sports app, and an NFL Plus. And looking at, where is it? Yeah, the map. There we go. Announcers. Chris Myers, Mark Schlereth, and Jan Hale. Looking at the map, though, actually looking at it, it's going to be in orange. So you got most of Arizona getting this, and then this very sliver, like, southeastern part of California, whatever that means. And then, obviously, you've got, where is it? The D.C. area getting it as well. And for the Commanders starting lineup, injury-wise, Austin Eckler will be out. Of course, he suffered concussion last week. Jeremy McNichols will be their third down back, and guarantee you that. Brian Robinson Jr. will probably get a lot of touches, though. So, again, for fantasy advice, quick pickup there. Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown, and Luke McCaffrey round up their receiving room. That James Carrot is out another week. Diami Brown will be there as well. Zach Ertz, of course, at tight end. The O-line is healthy, but that's probably as far as you go there. Sam Cosby's had a very good start to the year. Clinton Farrell is out. Jamin Davis will probably start off the edge, as well as Dorrance Armstrong, and, of course, their defensive tackles are doing their thing there. And of course the linebackers they're doing their thing as well. And that's really got it out because their secondary is actually looking pretty good so far. So Austin Tybert, Tress Way round out the Commanders starting lineup. And for the Cardinals, offensively, Trey McBride is out. That's kind of a big deal. Elijah Higgins will start, but he actually looked pretty good last week, so that's good. Of course, also in week 2, Chip Ryman will probably get a lot of snaps. A very good blocker. James Conner, Trey Benson looking for a bounce back week. Of course, Kyler also looking to run a little bit more. Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, and Greg Dortch are the receivers. Chris Moore will probably get in there a little bit. Maybe even Zach Pascal a little bit as well. Kelvin Beachum is questionable. Charlie Heck will probably start if he can't go. Isaiah Adams, of course, questionable as a depth beast. And of course, you've got Marvin, Paris Johnson Jr., what pick was he? 9th? 6th overall pick. Jesus, I didn't know it was actually that high. Of course, from last year, and of course, the interior is all healthy there. Curtis Tunga starting out the defense, of course, is out as a backup defensive lineman. Outside of that, though, the entire defense is healthy. Matt Prater, Blake Gillikin round out the starting lineup for the Cardinals. And for who's going to win this one, give me the Cardinals. I would absolutely be, shocked if the Commanders came in here and punched him in the mouth and blew him out. But honestly, I could absolutely see this game going the Commanders' way. I expect it to be another game, kind of like last week again for the Lions-Cardinals game. I actually expect this game to be pretty high scoring. Give me the Cardinals 31-28. I think there'll be some sort of field goal involved there. And again, a lot of running by the quarterbacks and a lot of crazy plays and a lot of funness and a lot of bad defense. So yeah, there you go. 31-28 final score. And for the Cardinals, they get back to 500. And that is all I got for you guys in this one. Let's get to a game where it's probably the worst game of the week, to be honest, guys. Ugh. This game sucks. It's so bad. I mean, where do we start? Screw it. The Browns are they're a mess. Of course, reigning defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett, he's like, oh yeah, my feet hurt a lot, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to thug it out. I need surgery pretty badly, but I'm Myles Garrett. I'm Sigma. I'm just, Jesus. I'm going to go out there and do whatever I can. And, yeah, whatever he can is getting injured again, because probably not going to play. I don't know. Where is he here? Mo, he's actually playing. This guy's crazy. But, yeah, that's about it there. Offensively, the Browns suck. Deshaun Watson is he's not good, guys. It's very obvious. They scored early, they scored late, and that's about it. Amari Cooper was pretty good in fantasy for them, obviously. Defensively, they're still probably pretty good, but, guys, they're not a good football team. On the other side, the Raiders are really not a good football team. After shocking everybody and their mother, of course, beating the Ravens in a comeback fashion, they lost their best player, Max Crosby, last week in some form. And, what is it called? They got absolutely stomped on by the worst team I've ever seen in the Panthers, so that's not good. Antonio Pierce, their head coach, crashed out in the interview after. And, it's not great in Raiderland. Again, Gardner Minshew kind of sucked, too, so they're not in a good spot. This game should suck. But it'll be at 4:25 on CBS nonetheless. And with Plus Premium Plus streaming services for this game. This gives me vibes of when, what is it called? Doesn't even give me vibes. This game's so bad. Probably going to be like a similar score to when the Raiders beat them 16-6 like back in 2020. I think the last time they played here, though, I don't even remember. It might have actually been back in 2018. That was a crazy game. I'll show you guys the score. It was Browns-Raiders 2018. When was the last time they... Oh, no, they played in 16-14. Raiders beat them a couple years ago. But this game was wild. Overtime, 45-42. Wild stuff in this one. But, nonetheless, announcing it will be... what the heck? There we go. Will be... Beth Mowins. That tells you what type of game it is. Not that she's a bad announcer, just that she doesn't really ever call any good games. Jay Feely, Ross Tucker, Tiffany Blackman. Compass... Oh, bro. Why is there a radio calling this game? You want to know my, again, theory on this was, basically, the way they pick their games is, like, they basically get a compass, they, like, spin it, which is not how a compass works, obviously. Just getting to the point. They spun it, and, like, they're thinking, hoping any other direction but this game, and obviously it landed on that. So maybe what they should do is, like, respin it, and then, like, literally make it so it goes in any other direction. But Bill Roninsky and Merrill Hodge, or I don't pronounce it, I'm not going to, like, even try to. But it's, like, 4 letters, but who cares? But, yeah, they're not going to have fun with this one. Map-wise, yeah, that tells you what type of game this is. And, yeah, the Browns starting lineup, I guess, is kind of decent. No, it's not. Dumpster Deshaun, Jameis Winston will probably come in at some point. Jerome Ford, Dante Foreman, Pierre Strong Jr. is out. David Bell is on IR. Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, and Cedric Tillman round out the receiving room. David Njoku's out. Jordan Akins will start at tight end for the second straight week. Jedrick Wills and Jack Conklin they're never healthy, so not really surprised there. But DeJuan Jones and James Hudson will probably start there. And then the interior is healthy. Of course, Dwight Taylor is put on IR. Zach Zinter, the 4th-round pick, no, 3rd out of Michigan, will start there at right guard. Defensively, though, the entire defensive line is kind of healthy. Myles Garrett's not 100%, I can tell you that right now. Zarius Smith also has looked a little bit lethargic last week. Maurice Hurst, their depth piece, of course, as a run defender, is just not healthy. Sam Kamara, I forgot who this dude was. Oh, he was out of Stony Brook. Different guy. Never mind. It wasn't Mo Kamara. It was a different guy. J.O.K.'s look great, but Jordan Hicks is not. He's also questionable, so they'll have to figure something out there. Winston Reed, that is a name, bro. Yeah, he's 25. UDFA. Devin Bush is healthy, though, and the secondary is all healthy. All right, Dustin, Juan Thornell's injured. My bad. Dustin Hopkins and Corey Bojorquez is the special teams unit. And then for the Raiders, if I can get this there we go. Kind of coming in some point. Of course, he came in garbage time last week. Gardner Minshew, of course, is still technically the starter. Zamir White, Shark Tank enthusiast. That just for shark and touchdowns. Of course, that being honestly, that would be such a fun. Again, if it was legal, Alex Madison would do that, guys. His proposition. I don't do anything for your fantasy. I don't do anything for your bets, but I'm always gonna get you a touchdown in the red zone. Again, great Shark Tank guy there. Because of course, Sharks touchdowns. Devontae Smith is out. I don't know why. Not Devontae Smith. Devontae Adams. Hamstring. Please get traded to the Rams. I mean, that would be just insane if we had those 3 guys. Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker at, of course, receiver. Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the NFL. I heard that take on Twitter. Michael Mayer is out. Harrison Bryant, of course, is the backup. O-line is good. Not there, Munford Jr. So, DJ Glaze, probably glazing his start on what is called the guy who's starting over him. Not going to do that anymore because he's going to actually get a shot to start. JPJ. I don't know, there's another JPJ, right? I don't even know. But JPJ is still a backup. I don't know why, but he is. 50-year-old Cody Whitehair, he's actually only 32. I'll shut up. Is there as well. Defensively, Max Crosby's doubtful. He really got messed. I forgot what was the injury. Hamstring? Ankle. Really messed it up. So that's not great. We already has 3 sacks. What is that in the league? 8th or whatever. Tyree Wilson will probably start anyway. Janarius Robinson actually had a pretty decent start of the season. Don't sleep on him. Yeah, I don't even know what those numbers are. Christian Wilkins and John Jenkins. Malcolm Kuntz, of course, bad on. I got on IR there. Not that he's a bad player, just like it's bad that he is on IR. Divine Diablo is out, so Amari Burney will start and probably be a turnstile again. And then you got Luke Masterson and Robert Swain doing their own thing. And obviously you got the secondary all healthy. And Daniel Carlson missing field goals and A.J. Cole punting the ball. All right. For who I think is going to win this one, I really don't want to pick this one. I think it'll be a complete, awful game. Raiders 16-6. The Browns' offense won't score until late. It'll be on some stupid garbage time touchdown. The Raiders' offense will move the ball, a little bit, but I think this game will be, one of the worst of the year. 16-6. I would say 3-0 in favor of the Raiders, but the likelihood of that happening is, I don't know, Deshaun Watson throwing more than one, what is it called? Making one more good pass in the game. So you get the point there. But, nonetheless, let's get to the national game of the week. All right, the Chiefs, they've gotten 3 BS wins. I'm done with this, guys. And so is Jim Harbaugh, even if his quarterback is, well, I'll just say it. Of course, SNO premiered last night, and yeah, as Eddie Murphy said in one skit, it don't matter how my ankle is. Yeah, it don't matter is that, of course, Justin Herbert will be out there. Thank God. This should be a wild and fun game, guys. CBS's game of the week, their doubleheader, ends right here, right now. Please lose, Chiefs. And yes, the game of the week. It's NFL on CBS doubleheader game 2 to be completely exact. But it will be the Chiefs and Chargers from Los Angeles. This game will be an awesome one, I'll tell you that. Of course, Jim Harbaugh's first game against the Chiefs, honestly, in like forever. But first time we'll be going up against Patrick Mahomes. And of course, those Chiefs are three undefeated teams in the AFC at this point in the season. All three of their wins have come down to the wire in some form or another. And they've gotten bailed out in every single one by the refs. Again, in some way or another. But, again, they're still undefeated, and it kind of pisses me off. But for the Chargers, really tough loss last week. Again, they didn't have any yards of offense in the second half. What you really saw is receivers couldn't get open. They had no running game, and Justin Herbert ankle fell off. So that isn't good. But somehow, some way, he is playing. So yeah, that's what's going on. Pain meds, modern medicine, some other stuff. Gets him into the starting lineup. Of course, he came in his rookie year. Of course, rookie technically debut was week 3, but week 2 he of course came in because again some doctor went like this to Tyrod Taylor. Of course, was their starter that year, and that obviously messed everything up. So Justin Herbert had to come in, and he played fantastic, and they should have beat the Chiefs. But Harrison Butker hit 4 straight 57-yard field goals, a bunch of penalties, and sent the Chiefs 2-0 in overtime. I don't expect that to happen though. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just going to be bullish on this one. Either way, game's going to be at 4:25 on CBS and NFL Plus, Paramount Plus are your streaming services for this game. And with that said, announcing it will be Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson. Of course, it's the game of the week for CBS. Larry Kahn, Alex Mack will be on the call for Sports US Radio. Map-wise, the entire country is getting the game except some weirdo people are just going to get the stupid bad game. So, yeah. It's for the Chiefs starting lineup. You'll expect to see, of course, Mahomes out there. Carson Wentz would be funny if he came in. Carson Steele, of course, is the starter right now. Got his first ever start last week, and basically his debut. Of course, he isn't. What the hell's going on, guys? That's what's wrong. But he, of course, is a pet alligator. That is terrifying. Samaje Perine, of course, is there as well. Kareem Hunt, he's back. Let's go, boys. Yeah. I mean, what he did when he got cut by the Chiefs isn't good, but hey, if they need a kicker, they always got Kareem. Bro, that is crazy. Actually, whoever thought that was actually going to happen? Imagine he gets, 4 touchdowns. That would be awesome. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, of course, is out, though. And you're not going to see Isaiah Pacheco for a while. Not for any, good reason, just injured. Juju is, he's there. He got a touchdown last week. Rashee Rice is having a really good start to the year. I think he's, 3rd in the NFL, 4th in the league in receiving. I was close. 3rd in receptions, and, 10th in touchdowns. So, top 10 and everything's pretty good. Justin Watson, Xavier Worthy around at the receiving core, though. Travis Kelce has been bad to start the year. The O-line is healthy. That's probably a stretch because none of these guys are looking good enough. The interior is good. Defensively, biggest thing, McDaniel, who's been actually a very underrated guy, is out. FAU, not the college, but Felix Adikuyizama, of course, there. Charles Menahue and B.J. Thompson are both out. Of course, you got Drew Tranquill, Nick Bolin, and Leo Chanel at linebacker. The secondary is completely healthy for the first time in what feels like every game they are. Harrison Butker, Matt Rice, the punt god, McCole Hardman, and James Winchester are the special teams unit. And for the Chargers, that was a bad voice crack. Justin Herbert's questionable. He's playing. Expected to play. That means he's going to play. Taylor Heineke, he's going to, not the Meineke, he's going to do what Meineke does. Meineke's such a crappy brand, guys. They actually kind of annoy me. But he's there. What a name for Easton Stick. I don't know why they're not confident with him. I mean, they didn't really win a game with him, but he was decent. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards are running, get back. All the receivers are healthy. I think J.K. Dobbins is still top. Yeah, he's 3rd in the NFL in rushing still, even though he had a crappy week. Semi Foco, of course, is their 4th guy. Yeah, it's not great there in Charger land. Will Disley, Aiden Hurst, tight end. Rashawn Slater and Joel are both going to be out. That's going to be, really bad. Jawari Sallier is going to be fine, though. Very good right tackle. Again, for depth, obviously. Foster Sarah, that's just a complete freaking disaster. Bradley Bozeman, Zion Johnson are have to carry this team heavily. Scott Matlock at fullback. Defensively, Joey Bosa is out. Tuli till below 2 will have to carry the load there. Khalil Mack will do his thing off the edge. He only has 2, and he's still getting pressure. Bud Dupree is there as well. Junior Colson's out. So you'll see, of course, a lot of Dane Henley. It was obviously Denzel Perryman out there as well. The defensive line's healthy. Derwin James got suspended for a week. I don't even know what it was for. Yeah, they upheld. It was some like review. I don't even know what it was. He did something stupid. AJ Finley will probably start though. Maybe even Tony Jefferson. That would be wild. Ola Gilman will have to do a lot though. Honestly, probably Elijah Molden you'll see back there. Christian Bolander, Sarah Taylor, and Deanne Leonard. 3 of the guys who got on the field a lot in secondary, both all questionable. Asante Samuel Jr. of course is at the other side of the cornerback spot. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, of course, is going to have to kick a lot of bombs in this one. J.K. Scott, kicker. My bad, punter. Darius Davis, the returner, is questionable as well as Josh Harris at long snapper. It's not that he's questionable. He's just also there. Who I think is going to win this one? Everyone's going to say that Chiefs are going to get the 4-0. They probably will. They're playing the Saints and Derek Carr next week. I'd really like to see them start out 4-0, so again, they lose that one. But, no, I got to pick the Chiefs, guys. I really want to pick the Chargers. They're so banged up, though. And, yeah, I think the Chiefs, either way, even if they suck, they're somehow going to make it close and somehow get some stupid win. So, honestly, I just want to see that Monday night game against the Saints next week, to be completely honest with you guys. So, that's really the only reason I'm picking the Chiefs in this one. But I think it'll be a close one either way. 24-21 win for the Chiefs is my final prediction. Not that I want them to win, but they're probably going to do it anyway. And I kind of just, again, for next week, you'll see that. And, of course, when we ever finally get back to a normal Monday Night Football schedule. That's all I got for this one, though. Let's get to Sunday night. I'll admit, the Bills are pretty freaking good. But the Ravens got to win this one, guys. Like, they got it. Whatever. Sunday Night Football. Should be a great game. And for week 4, the Dirty Birds. That being the... No, that's actually the Falcons. I completely screwed that one up. Whatever, though. The Ravens. They're playing against another AFC contender, that being the Bills, but the Ravens haven't really been doing much contending early in the season, at least to turn people's eyes, because they got out to an 0-2 start, lost back-to-back games that they shouldn't have lost, at least in some way or another, and they obviously bounced back last week and almost blew it against the Cowboys. So, not a great start by any means for the Ravens, probably honestly the worst-case start, to be honest. So, yes, John Harbaugh does not look like he's doing a good job head coaching. That's really the takeaway I've taken so far this year. And also, the receivers got to play better. That's what I got. But yeah, not great start for the Ravens. Their defense also is a little bit banged up. Doesn't look as good as what would be with Mike McDonald, but we kind of expected that. For the Bills, they have been the complete opposite. They've gotten out to a blazing hot start. They scored over 30 points in all 3 games. They have back-to-back big blowout wins, even if one wasn't really a fair win. But you get the point. They're very good to start the year, but they also are a team that they're going to have to lose at some point. So definitely they could definitely see losing this one. But of course, the last time these two teams played was in Baltimore 2 years ago. The Bills came back, were down 20-3. Of course, part of the Ravens' strain of games. They lost. What was it? They've lost six games since the start of 2022 when they were up by 10 plus points in the fourth quarter at some point. So that's not good. But of course, the Bills obviously came back from 20-3 down and won that one 23-20 and just touched a bad pass by Lamar. And yeah, the Bills won that one. But now, probably be a similar game, to be honest. But of course, Sunday Night Football Night in America starts at 7 o'clock. As always, you can see the post game on Peacock. So again, if you don't have Peacock, definitely recommend getting it. And also, again, SNL is on every Saturday, too. Again, pretty funny comedy there. 8:20, though, on NBC and Universo for people who like watching it in Spanish, or listening to it in Spanish. NBC Sports app, I guess. It's more Peacock. Just watch it on Peacock. Again, if you don't have actual NBC. And NFL Plus, too, because it's always on there. All right. Announcing, you got normal Sunday Night Football crew. And, yeah, Universo, too. And Westwood 1, Ryan Radishik, and Mike Golick. And for the weather in Baltimore, yeah, 69 degrees, 8 mile per hour winds. Expect a lot of running and a lot of Lamar and a lot of Josh Allen, a lot of 86% humidity and a lot of showers because not going to be nice weather tonight, guys. For the Bills, Josh Allen at quarterback, Money Mitch, of course, is his backup. James Cook, Ray Davis in the backfield. Entire receiving core is healthy, and probably honestly the entire offense there. O-line is healthy. I would like to see outside performance, what is it called? Step up against some of these 3-tech guys, though. Especially what is called Nadami. I think that's his new name. Matabuke, because again, he might get out leverage if he's not able to again step up there quickly. Kincaid, Dawson Knox at tight end. Of course, you got Reggie Gilliam at fullback. Defensively, Tyler D. Lyon's healthy. Terrell Bernard's out. Blaine Spector, of course, is behind him. Matt Milano's, I think he's out the season, if I'm not mistaken there. Teron Johnson out. Cam Lewis will start, and the entire rest of the secondary is healthy. Tyler Bass, Sam Martin, of course, with the kicker and punter. For the Baltimore Ravens. There we go. Lamar and Josh Johnson, of course, a quarterback. A guy, what is it called? Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. Yeah, all the receivers are good. Mark Andrews probably he actually played a little last week. Isaiah Luck is also there as well as Patrick Ricard at fullback. O-line, Interfor, he's doubtful. Cannot pronounce this guy's name. I'm gonna call him Mal, M-A-L. He's gonna probably get a start there if he as well as probably honestly Ben Cleveland. They'll figure something out. Kyle Linderbaum, of course, the rock solid center is questionable. Nick Samex is back up, and the rest of the L-line is healthy. Of course, Daniel Falele is like 380. Yeah, he's 380. Jesus, guys, that's a freaking big boy. Nadami Madubuike, whatever, he's there. And Michael Pierce is doubtful. You're definitely going to see Travis Jones rotate in there, and probably Broderick Washington, who's not a starting caliber player anymore. But, yeah, he could probably bump in there. Entire front seven, the rest of it's good to go. Not really Deion Jennings, but whatever. Trayvon Mullen, of course, probably their dime guy is on IR. Kyle Hamilton's been moved to the slot. Kind of struggled a little bit last week, but he wasn't awful, so I guess that means something. Eddie Jackson, Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, Brandon Stevens, Marcus Williams round out that secondary. Justin Tucker, obviously looking to have a little bit of a better week. He has not been great to start the year. He's actually last in the league in field goal percentage. That does tell you something. But he has 100% extra point. No, it's just to start of the year. And obviously you got Jordan Stout at punter. All right, finally. Who do I think will win this game? Give me the Ravens. I'm going to say they win this one 25-23. I think Justin Tucker is going to hit a big field goal to win this. Not that's going to be a long one, just again, normal field goal. Because honestly, I think the Ravens need this one a lot more than the Bills do in a lot of ways. Not really. The Bills still probably want to get to a 2-4 start. More the Ravens just because I think they need to be a good team, really solid win, but get back in the right track there. But that'll be about it for this Week 4 NFL Sunday preview. Hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy all the games today and tonight. Obviously, the recap for all this crap will be going out tomorrow. I'm going to be ready for that. It's going to be probably later because, again, that's a lot, so be ready for that later. And obviously, Monday Night Football preview every single Monday. This week, like last week, it'll be at 5 o'clock, so just be aware of that. Next week, it'll go back to normal time, but again, just a bunch of wacky stuff. I'll update you guys on this. Also, next Sunday, for NFL Sunday preview, you will be seeing it at 7 a.m. because, again, the London game, so I just want to keep it earlier so you guys can get that preview in too. But that's, again, all I got for you guys on this. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, enjoy your Sunday.
Here's Murray, got some pressure, great patience. There's the hook up to Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins down the sideline, turning people around, and he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line.
Playing him aggressive, rolling the safety over the top of him, you catch him in man coverage. Let's just run a natural pick route, a natural rub route, and then he's off to the races.